I want to give you another part to selecting hair. This is another option to use when you have difficult selections. And remember, you don't have to use just one technique to make a selection of something. You can mix the techniques together and select part of the image and put it on one layer and then keep going and select another part a different way. So let's talk about using channels, and one of the topics of this week's class is even calculations to make a selection. When you're using channels, go into the channels panel and look at the contrast between your subject and whatever it is you want to select. And in this case, we want to select the hair, and it looks like the best contrast between the hair and the background is in the red channel. So we want to make a copy of this because we don't want to work on the original color channels because that's going to foul up our color balance. So I'm in the red copy now of the channel. I can name it something different if I want, but that will be just fine. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to make a layers adjustment on this. So what I'm going to do here is scrunch the triangles together so that I make it more contrasty. You can see the hair's getting darker, the background's getting lighter. What this will do is, as I come in from the right side and bring that triangle towards the center, it lightens the lighter areas, and from the left side it darkens the darker areas. So I'm compacting the tonal ranges. You can move the middle slider if you think it helps a little bit in getting that contrast going, and then I'm going to click OK. And it's not great yet, but I can still see it's doing better. I can come in here if I want and try, I want to do, sorry, I want to do the brush tool in soft light mode or overlay. Either one of those will work, and come in here and paint with that brush. You see I'm missing maybe a little of the top if I'm going to do this, so this may not be ready yet to do that, but you can try it. Okay, I'm going to go back a couple steps and undo that, but I just wanted to show you that. So I'm going to go back to levels. I'm going to go back to that channel again and repeat the same thing again, because sometimes the first time doesn't quite get you enough contrast, and doing it a second time will. So I'm coming in, and there we go, and maybe move the middle slider over a bit. You see I'm starting to get stuff over here, and it's starting to get a little too crunchy on the edges, but that's where you just look and do it as much or as little as it needs to be done. There we go. Okay, so we've got a little better contrast, and now we can try that brush again and come in with a white brush, go over the edge, right next to the hair. Where it's black, it's not going to really affect it at all. Where it's light, it's going to make it lighter. Okay, and just come in here and do that. I can switch to the black using the X key. Come in here. I might want to drop that down just a wee bit. And come in. Okay, very cool. So you see the difference there is this is where we started, this is where we ended up. Now the other part of that is if I want to select her face in here, I can come in with a lasso tool and just come in and add that in. Fill it with black, Option or Alt plus Delete or Backspace, and there we have it. And I can use the brush tool too in here because I know I'm going to want to pick up these pieces, so I want to put the brush in normal blend mode and just pick up those little bits. And get as close as I can without going over the edge. See, I don't want to do that. So I can switch back to soft light mode if I do that, and the white brush, and just get rid of that little overspray right there. Okay, now we have her body, so let's go in and look at how we can make a selection of her body. We're going to go into the layers with the quick selection tool, W here, and just come in and I'm in quick mask. I hit the Q, there we go, and select that part of her body, hit the Option or Alt key because I've got that little extra bit there. And now I want to come in and make a new channel right there. So I have two channels that make up the whole girl at this point, and I just want to show you this for the sake of our lesson this week. I'm going to invert this selection because the white part is the part that's going to be selected. So I'm going to invert that. So I see I've got a little bit of stuff up here in the corner, and I want to go into normal blend mode from my brush and just brush that corner until it's black. To make it non-selected, and then I can come down here if I want. Now I want to blend those two channels together, so I'm going to come down here to calculations. I'm going to take the red copy plus alpha 1, and I'm going to use the lighten blend mode and click OK, and you can see the two of them together and it makes a new channel there. And I can come in and just, whoops, use the white brush and just clean up that tiny little edge there, and I should have a very good selection. Just missed a teeny little spot there. Actually, I think that's okay. And that is my selection. Come in here, Command or Control, click on Alpha 2, go back up here, copy and paste it to a new layer. I'm going to put that over the blue layer, and you can see what a good selection that made. That actually is a very viable alternative to using the Refine Edge brush or other methods of selecting.